Have you seen Burn? Did you see Burn?
I wanted to see it last night.
I watched it last night. Yeah, it's
great, right?
Good.
And they've lost a shitload since then, houses and whatnot.
Crazy.
The fires in Detroit are just completely out of hand.
It's a great documentary, yeah, on the Detroit Fire Department and
why would you bother?
What they have to go. That's pretty much what the gist of it was. Why would you bother?
Because you're not going to win that battle.
Yeah.
There's no funding for the
funding part is astounding. It's the complete lack of funds. They have, like, you see fire trucks around big cities, and you could tell they know to maintain them enough to do the job.
Right.
These things are so busted up, so fucked up. They just get, a lot of times they have to take some of these engines offline, and then another company has to give them one of their engines, and it just works out where they don't have enough equipment. And there's the amount of fires is astounding.
How many a week?
Oh God,
do they follow
the actual number?
They follow all of them around, or just one department?
One department primarily, but they show what everybody has to go through.
Everyone else is dealing with.
Yeah, and then they show the chief, the head muckety muck,
right,
that came in from L.A. that wants to shake things up, and he's the guy that had the let it burn policy.
Okay,
where they pull up, and if they know it's an abandoned building and there aren't structures near it that are in danger, to just let the fucking thing burn because they don't want to sacrifice firemen.
It's kind of smart.
Equipment.
Because those houses, you can't live in them anymore anyway.
Yeah. These firemen, though, are kind of like, a lot of these things, we don't know if there's people inside.
Right.
There's people in these abandoned buildings, so they kind of, they're firefighters. They want to go in there.
But if someone's living in an abandoned building, I mean...
Well, yeah.
They're going to risk your life to get them out of there.
Exactly. But that's what they kind of do.
I mean, you got to kind of make choices as a human being.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
How
important is that life, really?
Yeah, yeah.
I got kids at home.
They had cameras on these guys.
Yeah.
While they went into some of these fires. It's pretty amazing. And they showed where a brick wall came down and injured some of the firefighters, and one guy's paralyzed now, and they show him going through physical therapy. And then
was he paralyzed during the making of the documentary?
No, he was paralyzed before that, just before it, I guess, when a brick wall came down.
Horrible.
They had video of that, and the worst part is they show the guy's wife putting his pants on and shit, and you look at it and go, oh my God, his wife is so fucking hot.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Oh my God.
So you start thinking oh, he can't. Oh, that the hell this guy's in.
And that's got to play with his mind.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
And no real solutions here. It doesn't end with a happy ending where they get all the funding and the fires stop, and it's just a continuing thing. These fucking poor bastards are working with nothing, with duct tape and bubble gum, holding their shit together.
Old equipment.
Yeah.
Fires every day.
At one point, they showed a clip where one of the fire engines are going to a fire, I guess, and smoke starts pouring out of it, and they all get out, and the fucking fire engine bursts into flames.
It's on film?
Yes.
Oh, that
rules. This is fucked up.
What are they going to do up there?
I don't know. I
guess you just got
a disaster.
Let it take its course.
A lot of arson, and just the abandoned buildings, they start on fire with anything.
And there's a lot of arson. There's a lot of people burning down their own shit because their houses aren't worth anything. Yep. So they figure they could at least get some insurance money out of it.
They figured there were 80,000 abandoned buildings in Detroit. 80,000. And the mayor's plan is to take down 3,000 of those a year. So it really doesn't, because that's their biggest problem. The firemen are saying our biggest problem is the fact that there's all these abandoned buildings. They're just left there to burn. And these firefighters are going in there fighting it, sometimes for no reason, and getting injured.
Where are all the abandoned buildings up there? It's in the city
Detroit
limits, obviously.
Well.
But yeah, we did a comedy show up there a few years back, but we weren't even close to the
I don't know
city.
Detroit very well, but it's not a good place. Boy, it's not a good place.
And then they don't even have enough detectives, so they're not even investigating these suspicious fires.
They don't have the resources.
And everyone knows that. So if you're sitting there in a house or sitting on a house you still own, and you know it's worth $1,000.
Yeah.
You know.
They showed the new fire, the head of the fire departments, of all the fire departments in Detroit, all the firehouses and everything. He's the muckety muck. They brought him in from L.A., and they show him vacuuming his office because he had to fire the guy, the janitor, because they just don't have the money to pay the guy that vacuums. So there he is,
right,
vacuuming his floor in his office.
Why would he leave L.A. to go to Detroit?
I don't know. They didn't come up with that either. They didn't bring that up. Like why he
probably had no choice, because why would you do that?
He was born and raised in Detroit.
Oh, okay, because it's a winless situation.
So, oh man, the shit that you must have to go through and eat.
They didn't say how many fires this particular house went to a week.
They did, but
was it pretty much a fire every day?
Remember? Oh yeah, at least.
Wow,
it's multiple fires.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just a dismal situation,
right?
That doesn't look like it's getting any better.
Let me say hi to Gary in Detroit. Gary.
Garrett, we only have 6 arson investigators here in Detroit.
6, huh?
Yep,
Yeah.
grand total is 6. Just saw it on the news 10
more.
minutes ago.
6 guys trying to figure it all out.
I think they need more.
Yeah, of course.
Just a few.
Or do you let the whole thing just take its course up there?
I don't know. Taking its course seems to be just like an abandoned city.
Right.
Like where they find like Pompeii.
Right.
Where it's just the volcano blew up and killed everyone there. And you dig through the layers of silt over the years and you say, hey, this used to be a place called Detroit. Wow.
So weird.
I don't know what to
We
do
just
with
do
it.
our best to forget it exists.
Well, where's all this going down, Gary?
It's all over the city. The whole city's a disaster.
But if you move out into the boonies, you're all right.
Pretty much. I live about 10 minutes outside the city, and it's all fine here. But you move 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's the city, obviously. There's just too many buildings, not enough people in them. There's no businesses going on.
And the people that are here, a lot of them are fuck-ups. So
why are you staying there?
I can't afford to move.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's too late.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything we could do as a country to save Detroit at this point.
No,
I agree.
They said there was something like 1,500 firefighters back in 1950s, and now there's maybe 500, I guess.
Right. Wow.
And there's 300% more fires.
Oh my God.
So they're really working
terrible, guys.
with nothing.
Right. I wonder if did the firemen like the fact there's so many fires, or what's their whole vibe?
Firemen are a weird bunch of people. They love fires.
Well, they want to.
So they love their job. I mean, and they wish they had more resources, obviously. But I don't think there's anything a fireman loves more than running into a fucking building that's on fire.
Right.
It's crazy. It really is you can't just be a fireman. Like, oh, I don't know what I want to be. And then you're like, well, fireman, I guess I'll be a fireman. They're all like, they love fire.
They're all in.
Oh, do they love fire?
Are other departments going up to Detroit to train?
No, it just looks like no one gives them the time of day.
That's
it's like, here, you're a fireman in Detroit. Go ahead.
Right.
You're on your own.
Let's say hi to Tommy in Chicago. Tommy.
Tommy.
What's up, guys?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, so, Ann, you were kind of hitting on two things. Ann, you were kind of hitting on that wall that collapsed.
Yeah.
Detroit is so fucked up that when that wall collapsed, they didn't have ambulances to send their own guys to the hospital.
That's right. Yep.
They were throwing these guys in the fire trucks and in the police cars to get them to the hospital.
Right, to get them to the hospital faster because the ambulance is they're either broken down, they don't have enough people to man them. It's crazy.
Wow. And
they had a story in the news yet probably 6 or 7 months ago. The guys had made like a steak dinner for themselves and they ended up getting a run. So they drove out on the call. They came back half an hour later. Everything on their table was totally gone. Someone had broken into the firehouse, stolen the steak from the tables, the baked potatoes, the coffee from their little like kiddie fund.
Motherfuckers.
Unbelievable.
When it started to get real bad, they had to end up selling all of the fire posts because they were made of copper to make money to pay for bills for the fire department.
It's a fucking war zone.
It's unbelievable.
It really
it's I hate to say it, it's kind of fascinating though. What's going on up there in Detroit?
Yeah.
I'm watching more and more YouTube videos of Detroit.
Yeah.
And then someone turned me on to another documentary called Detropia, I think, something like that. Detropia.
Yeah.
Which just is more of an overview of everything that's going on in Detroit. And then, of course, the Burn documentary, which you saw and I didn't see yet.
Yeah.
That's
so
the Dennis Leary thing.
It's on Netflix.
Everyone's talking about how great it is. So, thank you, Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Brian in Detroit. Brian.
We live in Metro Detroit, and we have some customers that are firemen. There's so little funding. If these guys are married and have 3 or 4 kids, they are eligible for bridge card or food stamps.
Yeah, one of the guys was saying if he gets his pay cut again, he could get on food stamps. It just seems like a very dismal situation for those poor bastards.
Right. And they know it's just not going to get better anytime soon. I don't know how you deal with that.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel in Detroit.
Right.
That's for sure.
Oh, is this true too? Ant would probably know because he saw it. Tony in Detroit, go ahead.
Oh, hey, guys. Morning.
Hey, morning.
Hey, they had a report out a few months ago that when the firefighters were going out to all these fires and rescue squads going out, they come in from the building and their trucks are stripped. I mean, their pickaxes are gone, their chainsaws are gone, and so their equipment's being ripped off as they're fighting the fires.
Jesus, it's just that's no way to work.
Right.
People stealing your shit.
All right.
Have a good day, guys.
Thank you. Remember that guy saying there's only 6 arson guys?
Uh-huh.
Well, Chris in Detroit has a comment about that. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, that last call is full of shit.
Oh,
Got
man.
8 arson investigators up here, boys. Don't worry about it. They got it covered.
Oh, sounds great. Okay. Obviously.
So you liked it, huh?
Yeah, it was really good. And I guess Leary is one of the executive producers in Serpico. It had a good, it looked good, had a good, like, rock fucking attitude
nice.
to it. Some, good music. Yeah, it was a very well done.
And it's on Netflix.
Well done on Netflix. I like, I watch YouTube videos too, like you were saying, like if there's a good documentary and you can't find it anywhere but on YouTube, and then you use that goddamn Apple TV, it's great. Puts it right up on your fucking TV screen. For the most part now, the videos look pretty good, especially if they're in HD, and you just watch it that way.
Yeah, perfect.
It's not like you just got to watch it on a little computer screen. Yeah.
All right, well, that sucked. To hear the Opie and Anthony Show 5 days a week live on satellite radio, online on your phone or tablet, or even on demand, go to SiriusXM.com. Also, interact with the Opie and Anthony Show on Twitter, @Opie Radio, @Anthony Cumia, and @Jim Norton.